Okay, well, welcome anybody who's on the channel or people who are going to be watching this later. This is the third live stream I'm doing of my side-scrolling shooter game. So let me just show you what I have so far and give you an idea of what we're dealing with here. So you can see I've got a player here, I've got some enemies, got some stars moving in the background, I got a little ammo counter here. So I got 3 missiles. Hopefully you can hear that. There are some sound effects. But yeah, there's a few. You can see the collisions are a little bit off. I gotta fix that eventually. Last time I added this thing where the enemies have strength, so you might have to shoot them 2 or 3 times to get them to explode, and then you can hear there's a sound. So that's kind of where we're at with this, and it keeps track of the score. And if I do collide with an enemy, game over. I know it's not very pretty yet, but I'm just kind of playing around with it. The main purpose of this was really for me to kind of learn a little bit about Pygame, and I've gotten a lot of help from viewers because I've never really used it before, and it's quite a bit more complicated than the turtle module, which I usually use. So it's a nice live stream. I got about an hour. I got to get off and do a couple other things, so I'm going to do the best I can here. Anybody who's watching, I do have I think super chat enabled, so feel free to pop in there. I won't object. And I thought what I wanted to work on today, actually, well, first thing I want to do is I want to figure out if it's possible to just draw a line on the screen. And I'm on the index here for all the different things you can do in Pygame. So I'm gonna go ahead and just type line and see if anything comes up. Line size, get underline. H line, could be it. Line, ooh, that looks good. It says line in module Pygame draw. Just a guess. Hi Toasty. I'm going to take a look at this. So line, surface, color, start. Oh, I think this is it. Draws a straight line on the given surface. There are no end caps. For thick lines, the ends are squared off. Okay, so I need a float vector. Good, end position, width. Okay, I think this is what I need. So I'm going to go ahead and test this. So yeah, Thirsty, like I said, welcome. Glad to see you. And yeah, hopefully talk soon. I have slow chat on because that'll help avoid some problems I've had with people just flooding the chat with messages. So I'm hoping that this will help that and not limit the chat. If it's too much, I can lower that. But let's give it a shot. See how it is today. Yeah, okay. So the thing I'm trying to figure out is what I want to do is I want to put the health meter on top of the enemy. So what I need to do is first I want to test this method. I don't know how it works. So down here where I have render, I have render enemies. And just for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and put this here. So I'm going to say Pygame dot draw dot line. And let's see here, it says I need the surface. So the surface is in this case, I'll be drawing it on the screen. I don't want to draw it on the character itself. So I guess screen. Let's see, where's the render? Yep, screen. Okay, let's try that. So we're going to draw a line on the screen, it's called. And color. So I'm going to go up here and just define the color. So I have black and white so far. So I'm going to make this one green, and that's going to be 0 red, 255 green, and 0 blue. So I'm going to go all the way back down here again, and type green, and it says here start position, end position. Now it says the start position is a tuple, int, or float. Okay, so let's try drawing it from, let's see, 100, 100, oops, 200, comma 100. And the last thing it says is width, so let's just try 2. I don't know what a good width is going to be. Okay, so I'm going to test this and see how it goes. Hi 3DV Vlogs, and hello Leonard. And I'm doing good, thanks. So thanks for joining us. Okay, so there is my green line. Okay, well, I'm happy with that. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to draw a green line above each of these enemies. Okay, and it should be proportional to their health. So in the enemy class, where's that sucker at? I've got a random health. So what I got to do is I got to do this. I got to change self.health to self.maxHealth and set that random equal. So I'm going to set the maximum health. Parth, can I? You know, I could, but what I'm trying to do here is learn the Pygame module. If you want to learn how to do a lot of this stuff, check out my Ultimate Python Turtle Game tutorial, because this stuff already exists in that one. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm setting the max health and the health to the same. So if it starts out with 15 health, then it's 15 out of 15, so that's 100%. So in my render method, okay, what I'm going to do here is draw health meter. Roblox, why is this a live stream? Because I wanted it. I don't know why you're asking that question. You know, tutorials take forever to make. They really, really take a lot of time. And so what I'm doing here is I'm kind of combining basically, you know, me learning and then hopefully you guys learning. Some people like live streams. I personally don't like to watch them myself, but doing them's fine. Hey Spacers, welcome back. But, you know, what the heck. Okay, so I want to render it from self.x, self.y, and for now I'm just going to do this, self.x plus 20, doesn't matter, and self.y. So what I'm trying to do here is to see if I can actually draw a green line above each enemy. I'm hoping this will work. Let's try it. Yosh. Okay. So you can see here we got 0 and then we've got 20 wasn't quite far enough. I think the enemy's 30 wide. Let's go ahead and change that. The error message soon. I have sent it. Okay, Spacers. Yeah, sorry. The YouTube notification system is horrible. Like when you post a message on one of my videos, I get a notification. However, I don't get notifications for follow-ups, but I do sometimes, but sometimes I don't. So if you post a follow-up, I don't see it. So I'm really sorry if I've missed that. So you might have to post a follow-up to that one, like a separate follow-up to that. So I'm sorry, I just don't know that every single message I get. I'm not ignoring you or anything. Okay, so back to this. Okay, so that looks like it's covering the whole width of the sprite. Okay, so what we gotta do is, think about that. If the enemy has 50% health, then that line should only go 50% of the way. So what we gotta do is this 30, we're gonna multiply that by self.health divided by self.maxHealth. So if my max health is 20 and I've got 10, so 10 divided by 20 is 50% times 30. That should give us the health line. Okay, so I'm going to shoot and see what happens. Okay, that is what I wanted. Okay, so you see how the health line went down there? I am very happy with this. Okay. Hi, Arnav. And everybody, if you're enjoying the stream, you should thank Arnav. He messaged me today and said, "Hey, are you doing a stream?" And I was like, I wasn't going to, but I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. Now that one's weird. I don't know why that one is rendering wrong, but that was kind of odd. But let me try and check that one out again. Arnav, just so you know, I don't go by Chris. I go by Christian. Chris is not my name. It is Christian. Okay. So what I want to do here is I want to go ahead and give, yeah, coding made easy. Yeah, I want to do the boss. That was actually my goal today. So I'm kind of leading up to that. So welcome back, Coding Made Easy. Everybody, Coding Made Easy. If you have any Pygame questions, Coding Made Easy is the person to ask because Coding Made Easy has been helping me with it. And hello, Vibov. Good to see you again. All right. So let me go ahead and give this a shot. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just basically do the same thing for the player that I did with the enemy. So we want that to happen as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and copy this, and let's see, player. So I'm gonna go ahead and give the player a max health. I don't want it to be random though. I'm gonna start the game out. Let's give the player 20. Just pick a number, and go from there. So, and then I just want to go ahead and do the same render method. Just a quick note. Those of you that are newer to classes and things, if you notice here, there's nothing in this line that says enemy. It all uses self because that's what's related to the class mechanism. So because it works here, I'm just going to go ahead and copy that and move it up to the top. Now, let's see. Hello to Anaf and Nara. Do you refer to any book? No. But if you look over here on the right side of the screen, this is the Pygame documents. So that is kind of what I'm using now. Plus lots of help from Coding Made Easy. So again, I want to give credit where credit is due. I would not have gotten this far without Coding Made Easy's help on this. So thanks so much. Okay, so let me go ahead and ooh, this 30 might have to change. Let's go ahead and check this out. Yeah, so notice how the player is wider. So I think the player is 40 pixels wider. So I'm gonna have to change that 30 to a 40. So that's one change I gotta make for that particular thing. And for those of you who haven't, been here before, I'm using Genie as my editor. I am on Ubuntu Linux, and yeah, I think that's probably anything else I think you know. And Naren, I'll tell you what I told the other person. Yes, my name is Christian. Thank you. I do appreciate that. It's not a big deal, honestly, but just get it right. So, okay. All right. So you can see now. But now watch what happens when I collide. The player dies. So now I have to deal with the player colliding. So instead of the player, dying right away, I want the player to lose some health. So for missiles, where is that? Okay. So this section here, check for collision. If distance to the enemy, this is a terrible way of checking for collisions. I really got to fix that. I'm not going to do game over yet. I'm going to say player.health minus equals, and we'll do random.randint. We'll say, I don't know, we'll say 5 to 10. So when it collides, we can fix the player out that later. And then if the player.health is less than or equal to 0, then we do game over. Okay, because we don't want the player to die now every time. Once there's a collision, we want the player's health to go down. And we should probably do the same thing with the enemy. So the enemy should probably lose some health too. So that health. And again, these are just kind of placeholder values. I'm just kind of playing around with it for now. Oh, geez. Coding Made Easy. That sounds a little bit too much for me right now. And thank you, Amjad. And from where can we get those spaceship and enemies? All right, if you're talking about the images, there's a link in the description, and all of them can be found there. OpenCV. I don't know anything about OpenCV 3D vlogs, but it's something you want to learn at some point. Okay, and I'm going from turtle to this one as well. The health meter, I mean, this code won't work because it's specific to the Pygame module, but the principle will work. Oh, Pygame.quit. Ooh, thanks. Oh, duh. Yeah, probably don't need that because I already have Pygame quit. So let's get rid of that then. I'll comment that out. Thanks, coding. So again, I don't know anything about OpenCV, so no, I'm sorry, I can't. Let's see here. 5. Yeah, let's try this. Okay. So I want to see what happens when I collide. Boom. Oh, geez. Yeesh. Pygame error. Geesh. Integer is required. Okay, so we got that weird error. That's annoying. Let me go ahead and run that and check it again. That's a good question. I don't actually know. Okay, screen fill black. Line 82 and 136. Okay, so 82. All right, so this is that thing about ints and floats. It's so stupid. Really, guys? Not you guys, the Pygame people. I honestly don't understand some of their decisions. I'm sure there's a good reason. I'm sure they're much, much smarter and better coders than I'll ever be. But it's still annoying. And I think that'll fix it. Copy, and the other one was down here. And this one's is 30. And hello to who else is on? It just came in. Sorry, I'm trying to make this. Okay, I think Pygame quit initially. Yeah, I know that's possible too. Dead Ninja, hey Shri Prasad, and 3D. I just told you I am not using that particular software. I am not using that. I am using what am I using? Genie. Wow, coding, you're killing me. There's too much stuff here. I can only do so much at one time. Yeah, Dead Ninja, eventually I will do a Pygame tutorial. This is only my 3rd time using it, so I don't really know that much about it myself yet. I'm going to put that exit thing back in there because I think that's what was causing the problem. You know, Pygame quit should do what we want, but I think it's causing that problem. So let's give us a shot here. So, okay, that's working. The other thing I realized is if the player collides with the enemy, they keep colliding, so they're just going to die anyway. So I think what I have to do is move the enemy. What do I got to do with this? I have to get rid of the enemy, I guess. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I'm just going to move. So if the player collides with the enemy, I'm just going to pop the enemy off the screen if it doesn't die. Yeah, I should put that in a function. I'm sorry, that's really bad coding. I'm being lazy. So, hey, Mr. Eats. Oh, Anuf, 2-player. Wow, that's so. Anuf, are you saying 2 players at the same time, or 2 players at a different time? Okay, so it comes back. There we go. That's good. Well, why does that happen? Whoa. So the lines keep getting longer. Why is that happening? That's so weird. Okay, well, live and learn. There's something definitely going weird here. Oh, Anav, I see what you're saying. I could do that coding too. That would be easy. Yeah, I mean, coding is. I'm still working on the game concept here. But yeah, we could do that. Like, you let them go off the screen. But I was thinking, like, if they go off the screen, you know, either they get stronger or something like that. There's a ton of ideas we could do with it. So the thing I want to fix now, or try to fix, is if you notice, I'm just gonna let them go off the screen and see what happens here, because the green line is getting messed up, and this is what's causing some consternation here, at least on my part. Okay, so I shot that one. It came back. All right, well, that's a good sign. I can't figure out why, but the sometimes the green line gets longer. So maybe it only happens after they die. All right, let's kill one. Okay, so you can see how these guys have come back because I killed them, but now the green line is in the wrong spot. To make a long story short. So something is wrong in my code somewhere. Okay. All right, let's take a look at that. So after it gets shot, so I gotta go figure out where's the code where the enemy gets shot. Maybe not health. Okay, so that's this section here. Yeah, it's again. I'm trying to avoid certain structures, just for fun, just because I'm trying to just learn different things here. See, enemy X health is less than or equal to 0. I understand. Okay, duh. Okay, so the reason the health is doing that, I think, is that it's actually negative. It's now less than 0. I didn't reset the health. Okay, so I have to say, so enemy.health equals enemy.max health. So I'll just reset it back to what it was for now. That is probably... Yeah, that's working. Alright, I think that's kind of what I wanted. So that's pretty much working the way I want it to. Let me check back the chat here. Yeah, 2 players at the same time. That's not a bad idea enough, but maybe not for this one this time. Pop health meter. Yeah, we could do that. Some of the health is very short. Yeah, Streets. The health is randomized a little bit, so some of them have short health, some of them have a little bit of health, some of them have a lot of health. You could also code for the enemies to shoot. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Maybe not today, but yeah, that's not a bad idea. So I think the thing I do want to try here, because I got about 40 minutes, is to do the mega boss. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go get a different image for the boss. I think I want to have a different image. So I'm going to say boss. What was that? Open clip? Was it open clip art? Yeah. Oh, yeah, so coding maze, yeah, that's something we could do. Again, not tonight. I'm going to try and get the boss done. That's my first job here. So, spaceship. And let me find a nice boss enemy. Oh, I like that one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use this as my boss. And I'm going to go ahead and download this as a bitmap. And if you guys remember, I'm just going to go ahead and save image. And... call this boss. I'm going to change it eventually. So, and if you guys remember from last time I had to do this, I used a program called GIMP to do that. Let me see if I can find where that is on my desktop. I'm going to open it with GIMP. Select. So Kids International, Pygame's free. You can download it. I'm going to go to here. I'm going to crop that image. Crop. Okay, let's crop. That is not what I wanted to happen. Control Z. Why is that not working? So image crop to selection. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then I'm also going to resize it. I'm going to scale it. The other enemies are about 30 by 30, so I'm going to scale it down to that. And I'm going to go ahead and hit File, and I'm gonna overwrite. So now I've got my boss.png. Discard changes, and I'm gonna put that into my side-scrolling folder. Okay, so now I've got a boss. Why did I do that? That was really dumb. Okay. So if you use flat icon, you can resize it over there and convert. Yep, you can do that too. We could do that too if I above. Yeah, Mr. E, it's possible that like you've downloaded the Python 2 version and you're in Python 3, or you've downloaded the Python 3 version and you're in Python 2. Coding maze, that's not a bad idea. We could do that later. But you know, actually no, we'll go ahead and do that. That's not a bad idea. We'll make it a little bit bigger. Actually, no, I don't want to do that right now because I have to make too many changes to the code. Okay, so the thing we got to figure out is how to make the boss come out. So I think what I'll do is when I kill an enemy, yeah, I can do this. Okay, so I'm going to go up here to my player, and I'm going to say self.kills. So that's going to keep track of how many kills we've done. Okay, self.kills. So when I kill an enemy, where's that at down here? Here, I'm going to check and see if the enemy, so I'm going to say player.kills plus equals 1. If player.kills %10 equals 0. Player.kills. I'll explain this in a second. Okay, so what I'm doing here is if the player has more than one kill, actually no, I don't need that. I don't need this greater than 0 thing. I'm going to divide by 10. If the remainder is 0, I'm going to make this guy into a boss. All right, this is yeah, I don't think this is exactly what we wanted, but for now we'll do it this way. But let's go ahead and just do it too, so we can test it. Enemy dot. And if the boss for right now, we'll say enemy dot max health equals, we'll make it 50, and then enemy dot, where's the program out here? Okay, we'll change the surface. Copy. If we can do that, let's try it. This is an experiment. Where the heck is that at? That surface. And this should be boss.png. Enemy.health equals max health. Okay, this should do it. Thank you, Anish. Yes, I am fine. Yeah, so coding, that's what I'm doing. But right now I'm doing it with 2 player kills instead of 10, just to test it. Okay, and yeah, the indentation's off, thanks. There you go. Cheers. Okay, let's go ahead and run that sucker and see what happens. Yeah, fudge. Line 231, I missed the equal sign. Duh. Okay. Alright, so I gotta kill 2, so oh cripes. Max health is not defined. If enemy.max health. Lovely. Okay, this is coding. Oh, there's my boss. Okay. So you can see how, I don't know if you can tell, but the boss is stronger. Okay. Oh, we got lots of bosses now. Oh, that's right, because we did every two. Okay. Yeah, this wasn't the best way to do this, but let's leave it like this for now. What I want to do also is for the enemy, I'm going to set self.dy equal to 0. And I'm going to say self.type equals regular. I'll call it enemy, self.type. You'll see what I'm doing here in a second. So enemies. So enemies just are going to do what we want them to. They're going to move just like we had before. But I'm also going to say self.y equals self.y plus self.dy. And then what I want to do is, let's see here. Okay, I know what to do here. Okay. And I want to do a check at the top here. So self state, move. Huh, that's a missile. There we go. I'm going to check for the border collision like I did with the player. And I'll explain this all in a second, I think. Okay. Not the X part, the Y part. DY. Okay, basically what I'm trying to do here is if the boss, I want the boss to move up and down, so it gives it a little bit of, you know, looks a little bit different. And I also want it, when it hits the top border and bottom border, it'll reverse direction. Barracat, in the turtle module, you don't have a choice. You have to use GIFs or GIFs. Mr. Eats, the boss already has more damage. And Garish, thanks, but yeah, Coding Made Easy has really been helping me out here. Honestly, I would not have done this without him or her. Yeah, Cody, thanks. I appreciate all the ideas. I can't do them all right now. Okay, let me do one thing at a time. Yeah, you can. Yeah, guys, these are all really great ideas, but if you understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, then you can do it yourself. That should really be your goal, not to just like watch me do it. You really want to try and learn what you're doing and why you're doing it, so you can make these changes yourself at some point. Okay, so if an enemy becomes a boss, enemy.dy equals random.randint -5 to 5. So I want the boss, so enemy.type equals boss. I want the boss to move up and down. Okay, so let's see if this is working. Okay, so you see how the boss is now bouncing a little bit more complex movement. That's what I wanted. Okay, so the other thing I want to do is when a boss dies, I want to reset it back to not boss. Else enemy.type equals enemy.dy equals. So I'm resetting if it's if it's not going to be a boss, I'm resetting it back to enemy and resetting the DY. So I think that'll work. Hi, Manjeet. Okay, I think this is doing what I want to. All right, let's try it again. Okay, so I got a boss, but now I got to kill the boss. Bosses are hard to kill. I just really want that boss to go back to being not a boss. And, oops, was he still a boss? I gotta reset the image. Duh. I forgot that too. Enemy dot surface. Copy. Put it back to enemy. And again, a lot of this really should go into the class definition. I'm just being lazy. And I'm just gonna give the boss 20 damage because I know it's working, so I can test it. Enemy dot surface twice. Brilliant. Okay. Leonard, how long have I been programming? I started coding in 1982. It was the first time I coded when I was about 9 years old, give or take, 9 or 10. Okay, so I need a boss. Okay, now I should have a boss on the screen. There it is. It is. Ooh. And I want that boss to go back to not being a boss. Oops. Missed it. I'm terrible at this game. Okay, that worked. It did switch back, which is good. And I need it to go back to the beginning as well, so it doesn't matter. This should happen no matter what. Again, it kind of shows a weird way to do this. I actually converted an enemy into a boss, which is probably not the best way to do this, but I think it'll work for now. Again, I would redo that if I was actually this was something I was actually working on as for something professional. Okay, it's 1 kill. And I need my second. Okay. I should have a boss. That's a very slow moving boss. And I want that boss to go back to being a regular enemy. Yes. I didn't reset the health. Okay. So it's all these little things you got to remember. When you do that, say enemy dot max health equals random rand int. And again, there's a lot of bad code in here I should clean up, and enemy dot health is max health. But you see how every time you make a change, you really got to kind of test it, make sure you're not doing that. That's so long. Yes, it is a very long time, Leonard. And Savita, I'm not sure what 9th means, but 9th year maybe coding. Did that again. Enemy dot max health. In my defense, it is hard to talk, read, and code at the same time. You just missed that guy. Okay, and that's gonna be a hard one to kill. Okay, I think that was the new one. Okay, I think it's working. I'm going to go ahead and do the following. I'm going to put this back to 10 as per coding's original suggestion. So every 10 kills, you get a boss. Make the boss's health 50 to make it a challenge. And I want to go ahead and I want to see the number of kills. That's kind of cool. And I'll say kills and player.kills. So we can kind of keep track of where we're at in the game here. Stay on the left side of the screen properly. Sorry, what's not working right? I'm not sure what you're trying to fix. I think this might be a little too hard for a level 1, to be honest. Okay, one more kill. Now I should have a boss. There we go. I want to make sure this guy doesn't become a boss. Yeah, so that boss code was pretty ugly. I'm sorry. To set a bad example, but it works. So I want to kill the boss first before I get another boss on here. Okay, so I killed the boss. We're back to 5. I'm happy with that. Okay, I think it's working as we intended. So every 20 kills, I get a new boss, and one of them transforms. Once that boss is dead, it switches back to being a regular enemy. Yeah, I can live with that. I'm pretty happy with the result there. Okay. I see what you're saying, Pygame. Okay. Yeah, Amruta, this is like my 3rd time using it. I feel you on that one. So Pygame, let's fix that. So I gotta go to the enemy, right? So this is, you're talking about the enemy class. So enemy. So if X is less than 0, that's what you're talking about. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and just make this 30. That way it's definitely off the screen. I hadn't really noticed it, to be honest, because I was busy shooting, but oops. And it's still doing it. Crikey. No, I see what you're saying. That's annoying, isn't it? Let's see. This is less than 30. Why is that doing that? Because we know the width is 30. Oh, duh. Negative 30. Okay, we'll learn. Let's see what happens. That guy goes off the screen. Okay, now it's working. All right, I'm happy with that. This for me. Burkett, I honestly don't know about Android. Yeah, thank you, Vibov. Yeah, I realized that one. Can we make games for Android and Python? People tell me that this works with PyDroid. I don't know. But I think to actually make a Python game, I don't think Pygame works on Android, but I could be wrong. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. But, yeah. So, yeah, this was actually a pretty productive session. In this session, we've added health meters. We've added health to the player. And then we've added every 10 kills. We've added a boss, which is pretty cool. And then added a boss. We converted it to a boss. Yeah, not the best way to do it, probably, but it works. Now, something just, as a matter of like gameplay, we'd want to like adjust this. It's a little too hard, I think, for a level 1. Okay, there's my boss. Notice the bosses can move up and down. That was okay, but this boss is extremely difficult to kill. But again, like it's something we can adjust later. We can adjust the strength and the speed based on the level. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That worked out pretty well. That's something we can do later. Oh, if Coding Made Easy says it, then I believe it. Green screen, state. Yeah, coding. Again, I don't know why people get so upset about the start screen and the end screen stuff. I don't particularly care about it. But yeah, I'll throw it in probably later. Am I Australian? No, I am not. But I live in Japan, and so I get a lot. I'm around a lot of international people, so my accent probably is a little. Yeah, it varies. But I'm American. Yeah, I think Kiwi is also used for Android, but it's complicated. It says egg info error. Yeah, I can't help with that one, man. Don't know. And you can also use Pygame for console and Android. Interesting. All right, live and learn. Okay, so I think that's going to be about it for tonight. I think that was a pretty productive stream. So we added in this one, we added to the player class, we added max health and kills. And we added a method to render the health meter. So that tells us how much health our player has. Missile we didn't do anything with the missile this time. We also did the same thing with the enemy, and we added a random health and a type now. And if we also added the DY to it, so we can move up and down. Crikey, yeah, crikey does come out a lot of my mouth. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea, coding. We'll add some background music at some point here as well. Oh, that's cool. Oh, Animesh, that's great. I'm really happy to hear that. I really want to do a coding. I've never done a game jam. That would be really cool. I'm just usually really busy on weekends. And then so for the enemy, it also bounces off the top border and bounces off the bottom border. If it's a boss, it'll be moving up and down. And we fixed this thing where it doesn't disappear until it gets off the screen completely. Also rendered the health meter here. Didn't do anything with the stars. Didn't do anything there. But this section here is where there were a lot of changes just to deal with the enemies, and if you kill every 10th kill, we change the enemy to a boss, give it 50 health, and then give it a random DY or DX or DY so it moves up and down. We change its type to boss, so it will maybe we don't even actually need that. Yeah, actually, I'm not even really using this, but I'll leave it there for later. We might use it later. If it's not the 10th kill, we set it back to being an enemy. The DY should be 0. We change the image back to the regular enemy, give it a regular health range, and I think that's it. It just resets it back to the beginning. Yeah, so I think that's all that's been changed. I also did this thing with the kills, but it's a little bit off now, no? Maybe I should make it about 380 because now it's a little bit off center because I added some text. I think I have an explosion sound. You guys don't hear the explosions? So it only explodes. I see it. It only explodes when we kill it. Yeah, so maybe I should have the explosion every time it shoots it. That would be a good idea. Where's that at? Okay. So right now it only plays explosion if the health is less than 0. Let's go ahead and do that every time there's a collision. That's a lot of explosion sounds. I might want to do something about that later, but you get the idea. Let's see. And And Michael, you're very welcome. I'm glad the channel is helping you and you're learning stuff about coding. Yeah, coding. That's probably in the cards. I have that in some of my other tutorials. The particle effect. That's a bit more advanced, but definitely worth it. And yeah, so you're getting a little ahead of yourself, or getting ahead of me at least. But yeah, so that's kind of our stream for tonight. I know it was a short one, but I actually have delivery coming in a few minutes, hopefully, in about 10 minutes. But yeah, so that's that. I will, again, as before, I will upload this most recent version to the GitHub. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, learned something from it. I'm not sure when the next one will be. I've got a lot of stuff to do. Lou, you are very, very welcome. And text-based, hello. Sorry, but I'm tuning out here shortly. And Mr. Yeats, take it easy. Yeah, and that's it. So y'all have a good night, and I will see you. Thanks, text-based. I appreciate that. See y'all later. Oops, that was hands are off. See y'all later. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, ciao.